This tape has been copyrighted. Any duplication or reproduction without written consent is prohibited.
How I built my business, and one of the things I did was I used the direct contact referral system. And some of you, is anybody actually using that now somewhat? One person? Two people? Jerry, how's it working? Yeah? Jerry's, you did 20 grand, is it 2 or 3 months in a row now? 3 months in a row, right? And about 3 years ago, was that 3 years ago that we met at Sorrento's? You're like about ready to quit, right? Yep. 1 foot in, 1 foot out, right? About ready to quit. And then all of a sudden, you decided to start working, right? Doing what you're supposed to do. Now, you're starting to develop some people. So it's not all you. You have other people closing business now, right? If I were you guys, okay, if I could be you, all right, and I'd say, what would I do? This is what I would do if I were you, okay? Because I'm in the process right now of teaching and I haven't done this, okay, like I did it early in my career. This is what I would teach people to do. And I would teach them to be great at this. Because what we want, what's your biggest issue? Not enough people to see, right? Wouldn't you like to have an unlimited number of people to see all the time? But not just you, your people. Why your people don't do more is they don't have anybody to see either, right? You're a little better at prospecting, so you get on some more points, but your people, their skill level's not anywhere close to yours, so they have a much greater challenge getting in front of people than you do, right? Okay, so what if you had a system that solved that problem? Be great, right? Well, we do have a system, okay? So this is why, all right? Because you got to have why. So when you're teaching something, I'm teaching you to teach here. You always got to explain why are you doing what you're doing. Because sharp people always want to know why, all right? You can't say, just do it because I told you, all right? That doesn't work, all right? You got to explain why you're doing what you're doing. If people understand the why, then they're much more apt to do it. If you just tell them and you're autocratic, it's going to be very difficult, okay? If you tell me to do something, I want to know why. Why would I do that? Why wouldn't I do something else? You can close me on why this is better than what I'm thinking about, then I'm going to do it, right? Okay? So why? Keeps your think tank full. It gives you a sense of security. You never have to make a cold call. It gives you a backup when field training slows down. It provides another source of direct recruits. To me, one of the biggest things about this system, okay, was you never have to make a cold call. I never liked making cold calls, okay? And I was talking to Chris. Chris is great at that. I didn't ever like it. All right, I tried it one time, hated it. I said, this sucks, okay, this cold call stuff. I mean, you have to talk to too many people to get anything going. And so I never did that. What I did, I built my whole business through referrals, through networking. That's how I built it, okay? Didn't make cold calls. So, provides opportunity to recruit the client, provides the opportunity to loan extra referrals to your people. If you do this right, you're going to have so many referrals that you can't deal with them yourself. I got to the point where I had so many people to see, I wasn't even able to get really through my own warm market when I started recruiting people. I never really had an opportunity to get completely through my own warm market. Keeps your selling skills sharpened, guaranteed success if you follow the system, win the most contests, make the most money. Okay. Start the process at the first visit, leave the referral sheet upon closing first visit, show them how to use a memory jogger. I would suspect that most of you and most of your people do not ask for referrals, okay? You don't. You don't have a system to ask for referrals. That's really dumb, okay? You should be part of the way you operate, all right? Show how to use the memory jogger, educate the client on how to contact the referrals. This is real simple. Complete the process on the second visit. Reaffirm their commitment to give you 15 or more referrals. Upon being in the paperwork, ask for referrals. Explain how to fill out the referral letter. I'm going to go into a little more detail in a second, okay, on how all this stuff works. Mail the referrals, set appointments, mail your letters on Monday, call on Sunday, use your script. If you're not able to set the appointment, then always leave the door open to call back. Other benefits, sometimes they'll call the person who referred you, which adds to credibility. Generally have already made up their minds before they call. There are usually no objections or questions because they already know why you're calling. And you do business with about 5 of 15 qualified referrals. Probably more with that. It depends on the quality of the referrals. But let's take a look at what happens when you start doing this and you ask for 15 referrals. If you have 5 clients and 1 recruit, 60 referrals. 60 referrals, out of 60 referrals, you're going to close 20. 20 clients is going to be 4 recruits, if you're recruiting properly, which is going to be another 240 referrals. 240 referrals equals 80 clients, and 80 clients equals 16 recruits and 960 referrals. What if I'm only half right? But the only way this works, folks, is if everybody knows how to and is comfortable with the process of asking and getting referrals. Okay? If people aren't doing that, if they don't have a system to follow, if they don't feel comfortable, if they're not trained to do that, you know what? They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. So, other tips, remember to follow this process with your securities clients too. Always ask for more referrals when you deliver the policies. You do an annual review. You recontact clients for any reason. This is a big thing for you guys that are like a little bit stale right now, don't have a lot going. Most of you have like hundreds of clients, literally hundreds of clients, okay, that you could call back, that know who you are, that you were in their home, that they trusted you enough to purchase a product from you, that you could call. That would help you, okay? So if you do something for them, and you should do something for them, okay? And when you do that, you ask for referrals. And you don't just ask for referrals, you get them to postscript letters for you. Okay, it's not just the referrals, it's the letters that really make this thing work, okay? And it is work to make it work, by the way. The primary reason people do not use a direct contact referral system is it's a lot of extra work initially. In reality, it's way less work on the back end, okay? Way less work. Because right now, you like it when you don't have anybody to see and you're trying to figure out a way to see people. That is way more work than taking a few extra minutes on the front end, asking the referrals, getting to do the letters, doing the letters to the new recruits. Doing that is so much easier than having to try to drum stuff up, right? And doing all these goofy things that people do to prospect. So, let's take a look at game plan, all right? Focus points. We do what's right. Do we? Yes, absolutely we do what's right. How to have unlimited number of recruits. We do what's right. We help people become financially independent. Our business provides unlimited income. Our market is growing, and we help people become financially independent. Our business provides unlimited income. Look at that. That alone right there is an incredible selling feature. Think about our business. We help people become financially independent. Our business provides unlimited income. Our market is growing. We help people become financially independent. And in a market like now, when people are even more nervous than ever, they are more in need of advice than at any point ever. Even though the market's down and all that, and maybe your securities, those of you that are securities experts, right, your income's down, okay? All this is right now for you is a wake-up call to, hey, build a business, okay? Don't be a smart expert, because if interest rates went to 9% and you're a smart expert right now, that's all you do, and that's where most of your income is, you're going to be a hurting soul, right, when that happens, okay? Just like those that are securities experts, and you have no control over the market. It's not your fault. You know, Enron and WorldCom and Marque and all these people did what they did. I mean, we don't have any control over that. You don't. So what you want to do, one of the things that I've noticed is insurance always good. Always good. If you get good at it, all right, it's always good. It never changes, right? People always need it. It's a tremendous business. It's the most profitable thing we do. It's incredible if you can build a team and develop people to do it, right? So let's take a look. In our company, right, we have 3,500 plus $50,000 earners. We have 1,400 $100,000 earners. We have $23 million earners, and 11 people that make over $2 million. We not only earn more money, we also have more freedom. If you look at, there are 3 million plus layoffs in 2001. But who do I talk to? Who do I recruit? Credit card debt is over $700 billion. Debt service is now a third of household income. 31 million people want to buy life insurance in the next 12 months. 31 people want to buy life insurance. Did you know that? That's a lot of people that want to buy life insurance. Okay? If you just did like 2,000 of that 31 million, that would be a great year, wouldn't it? I mean, think about it, okay? 89% of America has retirement savings of less than $25,000. That's frightening. Think about that. 89. How could you not go, what a business opportunity, right? 89% have less than 25,000. 19% have zero. 20% of the people that you cross on the street every day, have no savings, and the rest have less than $25,000, and what are you going to do with 25 grand? Huh? People need you so bad, and you know what the problem is? They don't know they need you that bad. You need to wake them up. You need to get good at waking people up that they need you. Okay? We have an unlimited number of appointments. What is an appointment worth? Okay, as a district leader, 12,8,531. What does that mean? Okay, each appointment, this is what happens. Each appointment as a district is worth around $200. Okay? As an RVP, each appointment pays you over $500. Would you see that's fairly accurate? Okay. Okay, so that's what it pays you if you have the appointment, correct? So we figure out number of appointments. If you're a district leader, if you're a part-time district leader and you do 4 appointments a week, right? That's 16, right, in a month. 16 times 200 is $3,200. If they're well-trained, fully licensed, that's what you can expect, right? That's a pretty good little part-time business, if you think about it. Assuming they're really good and they're well-trained and they do everything, okay? They're not just life insurance agents, or they're just not securities agents, or they're not loan agents, but they're well-rounded. This is the thing that you need to really be focusing on, okay? Where do the appointments come from, all right? They come from your natural market, your recruit's natural market, client referrals, non-client referrals, and cold calls. Understand the only way to succeed is to master referral prospecting. Influence and credibility is the most important thing you can have on your side. Would you agree with that? Yes. Influence and credibility is the most important thing you can have on your side. People only give referrals to people they like and trust. So one of the most important things you can learn to develop is the ability to get people to like and trust you. Okay? There's in my lifetime experience, okay? That is probably the single most important skill that you need to develop, is the ability to get people to like you and trust you, okay? The only way to get people to like and trust you is they need to know that you're on their side, and the reason you're there is to help them, okay? If they don't have that feeling, then there's no way you're going to get them over to your side. You've got to do that, okay? In Primerica, you must master 3 sales presentations. One is a business opportunity presentation, right? You need to know how to recruit people. Would you agree with that? Yes. That's one, okay? Client presentation, right? To do business with people, you got to have a presentation. When you sit down with people, you can get them to go ahead with the insurance, go ahead with the loan, go ahead with investing money with you. You've got to have that. And you have to have a referral presentation so that you can continue this process. Because if you have the 2 sales, basically, recruiting is a sale, product sales is a sale, and referral, getting people to give you referrals, is a sale. You got to close people on each of those 3 things. If you don't have the referral presentation down, if you don't get people giving you referrals, then it makes it very difficult to grow your business with any kind of reliability, and to grow it exponentially, to have it really take off. Okay? If you want to have it really taken off, you got to get people getting referrals. So to get unlimited referrals, you must master referral presentation. You must lay the groundwork on the initial contact on how we transact business. In other words, you need to educate the client, and when you meet them the first time, that you're going to be asking referrals. The best time to do it is actually when you set up the appointment. Okay? You could just say, in lieu of a fee for us helping you put together a plan to help you get debt-free and financially independent, the way that we operate is we ask for referrals. Of course, we wouldn't expect those unless you were completely 100% satisfied with what we're going to do for you. Assuming you are you going to have any challenge giving me 15 referrals? Set it up. Ask them in advance. At least you'll know going in, right? If you have a problem getting them or not, you're going to have to start working on that. You want to set the look, every time you sit down with somebody, you need to ask for referrals, okay? Every single time. You must explain how we receive our compensation, and that will cost the client 10 to 15 referrals, which I basically went. So the best time to get them is while setting the appointment on the phone. That's the best time to get to set up the referrals, okay, to start talking about that. The better time is at the beginning of the first call. When you're sitting down with them, you talk about that at the front end, okay? And not be afraid to talk about it. Some of you don't talk about it because you think, well, it's presumptuous and I don't know. Folks, if you don't start getting people comfortable with the idea that you're going to be asking for them, and then you drop it on them at the end, it's going to be way more difficult for you to get them. It's going to be way more difficult for your people to get them. And people will do whatever they just are trained to do. If you train everybody in your business to get referrals, they'll get them. Okay? And they won't think anything, they'll think it's normal. Because you haven't been getting them, you think it's abnormal, you pass that, you transfer that thought process to your people. Okay? And you kill yourself. Good, while getting commitments on the F&A worksheet. And the worst is on the second visit. If you leave it to the second visit to get referrals, you're not getting any or very many. Okay? You got to do it up front. Got to be part of the way you operate. Okay? Referral basics. Set a minimum number of referrals as your standard expectation. I think you should ask for 15 and end up with 5. Then ask for 5 and end up with 1. Okay? Shoot for the moon. People don't know any different, right? Just ask for 15. You're probably not going to, but sometimes you know what? You're going to get 20. You're going to get 30. And if you got 15, if you got 10 referrals from every time you close a sale, right? And even if you just close 4 sales a month, that's 40 referrals. If you got them to do a letter for you and to postscript it and all that, and the person had, all these people had credibility, and you sent out 40 letters, you mean to tell me you couldn't set appointments with half of those people? With a letter introducing you, telling them how great you are? Right? Half? That's 20. That's 20 appointments. If only 10 appointments held, and you close 6 or 7 or 8, and then you did the same thing again, and you just kept doing that, can you start kind of getting an idea of how this thing could be a never-ending thing? If everyone in your base shop was doing the same thing, everybody was doing that, getting 10 or 15 referrals? I mean, like, Daniel, how many sales did you guys close in your base shop last month? Like 60 or something like that? Around there? Around 60, 65? Say 60. 60 times 10 is 600, right? 600 referrals. Okay? That's not including recruiting any of the people. Recruited, I think 13 I thought I saw was on the computer. Okay, so let's say it's 20. 20, well, I'm going to show you in a second what you want to ask for. What you ought to start asking, instead of, we say top 25, let's increase it to 100. You recruit somebody, you expect 100 names, all right? You know what? Are you getting 100 from everybody? No, okay? Some of them you're going to get 100. Some of them you're going to get 75. Some of you are going to get 30, okay? But right now, most of you aren't getting any. Or maybe you are, but your people aren't, right? So ask for referrals. Target specific types of people. Always use a memory jogger. So you have a memory jogger so you can help them think about who to refer you to, right? So when you ask for the referrals, you have memory joggers printed up and you give those to either the client or the new associate, right? Qualify the names to determine the best prospects, find out what the relationship is to the referrer, use a standard referral letter and envelopes, and have the client call the referral for you. That's even better, okay? Somebody asked me the other day, how about if we just use postcards that refer you? It's terrible. No, it should be handwritten in a generic envelope, handwritten and personalized. Okay, if you want to make it as personalized as you can. Already the letter's a form letter. That's why the postscript is so important. Is because a postscript personalizes the letter. It makes it. When somebody gets a postcard, when I get a postcard, I look at it. If it's junk mail, I throw it out, okay? But if I get a letter that's handwritten addressed to me, I open that thing and I look at it and I read it. And I get a lot of mail, okay? So that's what people do. People will read it. They'll actually read it. That's what you want them to do. And what you want them to remember, that's why you do the postscript in red felt tip pen. So that it really jumps out at them when they look at the thing. Really the thing they see is the postscript that says, listen, you really need to take time to talk to Hector when he calls. If I have a chance, I'll come along with him, or something like that. And they see that, so that when you call, right, to set up the appointment, they're expecting you. Also, if it's an associate, and you say, by the way, if I have time, I'll come along, and you bring the associate with you, they're not surprised, because it said, I'll bring them along. And if you don't bring them, it's okay. You just say they didn't have time, they couldn't come. Because if they quit, right, then you have that. Because some of you are searching for how do I get in front of more people, right? This is the easiest way ever if you follow it. Referral basics. Report back the results, good or bad, to the referrer. Ask them for help to get the door open for additional names. If I get a referral from Bob Frater and I go close a sale or recruit somebody, I'm going to write him a handwritten note, say, thank you so much, Bob, for the referral. I had an opportunity to sit down with Bob and Jan, and we were really helping a lot. They were great people, and I just want to thank you for that. And so what happens now? When I call Bob back, because I have Bob now, Bob is part of my call list that I call maybe 3 or 4 times a year to just say hi. Hey, Bob, listen, just call and see how things are going. Hey, have you heard of anybody that's looking to make a career change, or of anybody that needs some of my help or something like that, because he knows what I do, right? And I'm going to call him, right? He's going to remember me, right? He's going to remember me. Guaranteed he's going to remember me. And he's going to want to help me because I did what I said I was going to do. I let him know what happened. I sent him a nice little note, and he's going to be excited. And hopefully at some point he's going to be a recruit, because if I start recruiting some people with the referrals, if I recruited 2 or 3 people say he gave me 15 referrals and I recruited 2 people in his market, and I think he's a really sharp guy, but he just it's not for me, I'm going to call him, hey Bob, I just recruited John and Mary, and they're really excited. It looks like then they want to make a career change and they're thinking about becoming RVPs. You sure you don't want to take a second look at this thing, buddy? You know what I'm talking? Are you getting any ideas? You know what I'm talking about? It's not that hard to create this. This is not like pulling teeth. This is not like knocking on doors or going to a mall or any of that stuff. This is way easier. Okay? Send a follow-up thank you note for giving the referrals like I said. I would send a referral, a thank you note for that. Anytime I closed any business or recruited somebody, I'd send them something. Just think of it as part of your overhead. Okay? Overhead that will pay you back in spades, okay? Set client recontact appointment for 6 months out. Remember how your dentist does it, right? Never forget a client. Never let a client forget you. If your client never forgets you and refers you to 1 new appointment per year over a 5-year period, you will earn an additional $1,000 as a district and $2,500 as an RVP, not including overrides and renewals, okay? That's 1. So what does 100 happy clients mean to you? $100,000 in future cash flow for districts and $250,000 in future cash flow for RVPs. Oh, that's too much. Yeah, that thing Hector went over. That's great. It's just too much work. Look, what are you doing right now that's so valuable that you can't do this? Huh? Yeah, have your staff do it. Exactly. That's what I would do. I wouldn't do any of this stuff. Okay, I'd have somebody else be doing all this stuff, but I'd be doing it. Okay? What's that? That means you have to have a staff. But you know what? If you start using this, you're going to be able to afford to have a staff because you're going to grow your business. Hey, look, this is your business. This is a way of creating business that's so economical. It's ridiculous. You know how much money people spend to get clients? Most typical businesses, what they spend to get 1 client? They spend a lot of money, okay? A lot of money. You need to start investing. We're talking about postage, some envelopes, a $25 gift certificate or something like that every now and then, only if you get a result, right? It's nothing. It's nothing. So, your job description. See people, teach them how to see people. Isn't that right? Okay, that's the bottom line. That's what your job is. See people, teach people how to see people. Right? It's not that complicated. All right. Some of this will be redundant, but if you teach your team how to master referral prospecting, they will become millionaires, and it's all over for you. Do you want some more great ideas on how to become a millionaire? All right. Okay, these are some books that you might want to consider. 52 Weeks of Sales Success by Ralph Roberts, The Excellent Investment Advisor. A lot of you have probably read that. It's a phenomenal book. Getting Everything You Can Out of All That You've Got, Jay Abraham. I went to a 3-day Jay Abraham seminar, took Robert to that. It was real expensive too, and it was pretty good. Business by Referral, Ivan Misnery, How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success in Selling, Frank Benjamin. By the way, that's one of the very first books I read when I got into sales, when I got in the jewelry business. That book right there, it's a fabulous book. The Ultimate Marketing Plan, Ziegler on Selling, How to Master the Art of Selling by Tom Hopkins. These are just some ideas. There's a ton more, but just so that you get some ideas of what people should be thinking about. Want people thinking about building businesses and prospecting and referrals, and get them thinking about that, right? Don't you want all your people thinking about that, right? Okay. The goal, become a strong, successful regional vice president in 24 months. So this is a game plan. Build your natural market list, build your new recruits list, and have them sign referral letters, begin client recontact, get a list from everyone you know, go nuts, do everything. Successful tip, you must ask for names on all appointments, be a leader in the field. So you got to get in the habit of teaching this, okay? You got to just implement this and start teaching everybody how to do this, okay? Understand that big business comes from somebody doing the work, and that somebody's you. 2 to 4 directs every month, 8 to 10 life apps. Always keep your pipeline full with the 30 appointments scheduled in the future and 20 commitments to the next week's opportunity meeting. So what you want to do is when you start getting lots and lots of names and numbers and stuff like that, it's not that difficult to start creating that kind of a situation. Start every recruit off the right way. Make sure, see, if I was recruiting somebody and my first thing, if I'm recruiting Keith, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to start with this system. So I'm going to explain this system to him because one of the problems that a new person has, they go, have you ever heard, how do you get your clients? Right? You ever hear that? You know how many people don't come into Primera because they don't really understand how that works? And they're afraid. So they go, I don't see how you can get your clients, and how do you talk to people? And then you sit them down, you show them this is how we do it. So if I'm sitting down with Keith, I'm going to say, Keith, let me just show you how to have unlimited people to see for the rest of your career as long as you can see forward, okay? What we're going to do first, we're going to start with you. We need to put together a list of 100 names, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to do these letters, and I would show them the letters. This is what the letters look like. This is what the letters say. This is what I want you to write. The postscript, we're going to send these out, and then what we're going to do is we're going to qualify your list, and we're going to go see your top 10 or 15 people, you and I, and then we're going to leave the rest for you, but I'm going to teach you how to do the business in your warm market so that you really have a good understanding of how to do this and how to get referrals and how to grow your business, okay? So I'm going to teach you in your warm market. I'm going to get you to be really, really, really good to have a never-ending list of people to see, because if we get this never-ending list of people to see, a lot of times when people get started, Keith, they're really concerned with you're going to work in my warm market and you're going to make all the money in my warm market. I'm going to show you that the whole point of me going in your warm market is to teach you how to do this, to do our system, so that you have a never-ending list of people to see. And then when you recruit somebody, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to get a list of 100. And imagine if you recruit 10 or 20 people over the next 2 or 3 months, you're going to have hundreds and hundreds of people to see. So if we go see your top 5 or 10 or 15 people as I'm field training you, it's going to be a drop in the bucket to the number of people you're going to be able to see through following our system. You with me? How does that handle the... pretty much takes care of that, well, you're using my market. Forget it doesn't use your market. I don't even care about your market. I want to train you so I can teach you the system so you can go out there and build yourself an army, okay? So I'm going to teach him how to do every phase of it, but I want him to understand what we're doing so he gets excited so he can see, I can see becoming a district. I can see becoming a regional leader. I can see how I could be an RVP. I can see if I see all these people and I get this thing going, I could see how I could become an SNSD or someday. I can see it. I can see there's tons of people to see, and there's a never-ending list of people to see, and I'm just going to be so busy I'm dizzy, right? Instead of thinking, I don't know who to talk to. Who do I? You don't want people starting that way. Okay? Follow duplicatable system. Can anyone figure out what you're doing? It's important. Eliminate the gaps in the system. Eliminate the legal pad. Closing. Anything you do on legal pads means people have to memorize it. That's no good when you're trying to train a lot of people, okay? That's why keeping it simple, everything's like idiot-proof where they just have to paint by the numbers and go through. Anytime you're writing lots of stuff on legal pads and explaining concepts and all that, and you're training a new person, you might as well be from Mars, okay? Because they ain't getting it. It's got to be real simple, all right? Closing the recruits and objections, starting a new recruit, appointment setting, presentations, closing F&A, working referrals, okay? Grow event to event. Remember, the more licensed trained people equals more production. Keep track of your numbers to all events such as weekly training, fast start schools, potlucks, client nights, conventions. Promote the next event and track those people who have committed to attend and encourage those who have not. You can do it. It's real important, all that stuff, okay? Okay, this is the key. Why do you want referrals? This is the key to expansion of growth. Who are your ideal prospects or clients? Who can refer clients, prospects to you? this is what you got to do to start a new recruit. Top 100 list and qualify. Personal program in place. Mail 30 letters from list. Include PS and the money freed up per month. In other words, like if you did an F&A on somebody, I'm going to talk about this in a second. Let's say I did an F&A on Mike Mendoza and Susie, right? So I did an F&A for them, and I was able to save them $78,000 in interest. I was able to, I did a loan for them maybe, and I saved them $400 a month on the loan. And on the insurance, they were spending $170, and I reduced that to $98, okay? I would include that on the postscript if you can do that. So when you do the letter, right, so Mike sends a letter, the postscript says, hey, you really need to talk to Hector. This is what he did for me. He saved me, blah, 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 blah. Make sure you see him when he calls you, okay? How powerful would that be? Huh? Huge, okay? It's gigantic. It's really, really big. So that's what you want to do. Put the field trainer's name on the letter, mail letters on Tuesday, call on Sunday evening, all right? How to contact the referrals. You should set up appointments with approximately 40% of all the referrals that you call if you follow the script. And some of you are going to do better than that, okay? Some of you that are really, really good, it might be 60 or 70%, right? But 40% is a very realistic number. Follow the script word for word. Don't reinvent the wheel. Develop influence by using the referrer's name several times. Have the referrer contact the prospective client for you. Always give a choice of 2 times. Answer objections and ask for the time to get together. Use the appointment setting script when you do that, okay? Here's the script. Hello, can I speak to John? Hello, John. My name's Hector. Marque, did you receive the letter that John gave you, or Bill gave you? Asked me to send you. Wait for answer, right? Great. The reason I'm calling is to schedule time to get together with you and your spouse, whoever her name is. When are you usually free? Weekdays or weekends? And follow the times. What is it? It involves saving money, getting out of debt, and cutting taxes. So which would be better? Wednesday or Thursday, right? The key to appointment setting is to ask the right questions and remain in control of the conversation. Ask for a time to get together. By the way, ask, do you have something to write with? This is what I'm going to need. I'm going to need all your debt information, balances, interest rates, monthly payments. By the way, do you have email or do you have a fax number? I can send you some information. What you might want to do is send them either email what they need. You know how they on the F&A, there's a list of things they need, or fax them. If I could get an email, I want an email because I can start talking to them, or if something comes up, I have a challenge on a transaction I need some information from, I can email to them, assuming they actually use their email and stuff. Not everybody does, but more and more people do all the time. And if you can start getting a list of emails of all your clients and put together that list, I mean, you can start doing a lot of really cool things with just letting them know how things are going, recontacting them, all kinds of stuff, okay? All insurance policies, home, auto, declaration page, blah, blah, blah. So you can tell them, read that list off, or if you can send it to them, even better. Okay, so they have it, so when you get there, you're really prepared. By the way, retirement savings information, last quarter statements, 2 current pay stubs for you and your spouse. Can I get directions to your house? Objections. Learn how to handle or overcome objections. What's your FIN number? What's your debt freedom date? Would you help me out? Can I get your opinion? I know how you feel. I felt the same way. I found out that they're experts in this area. So in other words, what our objections are going to come up, right? Like, I'm sorry, I already have somebody helping with that. Hey, well, that's fantastic. Well, what's your FIN number? And they're going to go, well, what's a FIN number? Well, I mean, what date? Do you have a specific date you're going to get financially independent? Well, no. You mean your financial advisor didn't help you develop a strategy to have a definite date where you're going to get financially independent? Why not? Ask those questions. Or what's your debt freedom date? Do you have a debt freedom date established already? Well, what do you mean? Well, I mean, when are you going to be completely out of debt? Your house paid off, your car's paid off, everything paid off. When is that going to happen? Did your financial advisor help you formulate that date? Well, no. You're kidding. Oh, my God, we definitely need to get together. When we get together, I can show you how we're going to do that for you. And you set an appointment with them. Don't let them off the hook, right? Teach people how to do that. Answers or replies to objections. Do you know the rule of 72? It would be like me trying to give you a haircut over the phone. If we were to get together next week, generally what day would be best? When are you usually free? On the kitchen table, I'm not going to go through all this, but you do your kitchen table, your story, opening statement, all that sort of stuff, what we do. And this actually, right here, opening statement. Generally, we free up $1,000 to $500 per month, John and Mary. I don't know how much we'll be able to free up for you guys, but hopefully we'll be able to help you as much as as a bill. I don't know, but I'll do the very best job I can for you. And so what you do is you just tell them commitment, what to say at the end of the appointment. You do feel good about what we've done overnight, don't you? Great, I'm going to leave this with you. And you give them the referral sheet. All I ask for is 15. However, if you want me to get another sheet out of the car, I will. Ask for more. Sometimes they will. Like, oh, yeah, 15 is no problem. I've got tons of people you could see, right? They might be able to give you 30 or whatever. You never know. Has anybody ever got more than 15 from a client? Right? Okay, so it happens, right? You know what? It never happens if you don't ask. Okay? Commitment, at least 15 people like yourself, married, kids, 24 to 45 years of age, own a home, have a job. Those are the people we can help the most. We would send them a letter just like the one Bill sent you. Okay, naturally, they'll make up their own minds. This is the only way we work. In other words, we do not go through the phone book just calling people or going door to door. This will be your homework. I'm going to do a lot of work for you, and we're going to get back together. This will be the first thing I'll ask for, okay? And so what you do is you get them to tell them you set it up front. Okay, so that when they come back, they're expecting that. Results from 100 names, 30 referrals, letters, times 15 referrals, 450 names. You do business with 20%, that's 90 transactions, that's 15 referrals each, that's 1,350 more referrals. If you follow the system, and you got everybody doing it, right? You see how this could be like unbelievable over time, okay? This is for a PFA. 90 transactions times $800 per transaction, that's $72,000 in premium, 35% level, that's $25,000 in income, $1,890 up front because of the 25%, right? If you're a district, 90 transactions times 20% of recruits, 18 recruits, you're a division, 50% level, $36,000 income, $27,000 for up front, an RM, a regional leader, $72,000 premium, 70%, that's $50,000 in income, $37,800 up front, not including all the other stuff. All right, guys, tear it up. We'll see you next time.